Christian, these conferences have people from a wide section of countries or backgrounds or even academic disciplines. How do you see these sort of conferences as helping in the goal of tackling climate change, or how does such a conference help in that? How do you see it?
I think it's essential to meet people that work at different levels. Of course, there are scientific conferences. There you meet your scientific peers. Government officials meet, of course, in government circles. So there is not a lack of other type of conferences. But for me personally, because we talk about agriculture, we talk about farming systems, farmers, it's necessary to talk with people that do real implementation. If possible, it is very insightful to talk with farmers in these kind of events, because then you get a richer picture. And yeah, you can really place your own ideas and research into sort of the context of the reality that people are facing.
Now you've been, as you said, you've been working in India for the last 10 years.
Yes.
And you've also Pakistan, and I think the South Asian region.
Yeah.
So when you look at what has been your biggest, a couple of observations for the last 10 years that you've worked, things that you've observed, things that have changed the last 10 years?
Obviously, the economic development of India is very clearly visible. But for me, the clearest signs there are in cities. I mean, there you see all the hustle, the bustle, the development, different cars, traffic jams. In rural areas, there's also big changes, and I mean the access to information via mobile phones is a clear example. Easier access to credit is another one. But fundamental issues are not yet solved. Farmers still have very small land holdings. Variability of weather is still a big issue for them to deal with. So in all countries there's a big challenge, I think, also in terms of the extension services. What kind of advice can you give farmers? That is still something.
What you say, the big picture, what you just said. How does this big picture feed into, when you talk specifically about climate change, and you have mentioned a change in lifestyles, greater number of personal vehicles, access. How do you see that affecting climate?
Well, I do feel that the last years, the response of people to the issue of climate change, or their sort of perception on it, has changed a lot. Next to the agriculture impacts, we look as well on the impacts on health and the heat stress. And when we started with that, or when we proposed to work on that in India and Pakistan, even our partners at the Research Institute were a bit like, maybe nice, but why? We work together with different Pakistan Agricultural Research Council, TIRI, Delhi. I mean, they are aware of the issues, but many people had the view like India is a country where people are used to these kind of high temperatures. Then there were two heat waves, 2015, 2016, and everybody responded to it. And the same has happened before in farming. Farmers say, yeah, interesting what you all propose, but you have to sort of be there at the right moment. Extreme rainfall, suddenly farmers realize, yeah, maybe there is something that we can do together. Maybe we should see how we can change the way we've worked, because this is maybe the event itself was not so extreme, but maybe the frequency of those extreme events is now so often that farmers say, yeah, this is not the way we were used to.
So there's a positive change in people's attitudes.
I think so, yes.
My last question would be, going forward, we've got last 10 years. So going forward, what do you think should be the sort of focus area? This is what we should really do. In terms of climate change, global warming, subject to our own sort of areas.
I mean, first of all, I think we pretty well understand now climate change, how it will affect India. I mean, there's still scientific questions open, and they will always be. But what I feel is this, that especially from the science side, maybe also the applied science side, we have to come up more clearly with measures that work and the evidence that those measures work, because there's a lot of willingness and money available in principle at governments, at donors. the only thing they want to know is, okay, if we start subsidizing this or if we start promoting this, are there no negative side effects? Can you really promise us that this is going to be the thing that works? If I go back to my constituency, or if the media asks me, why are you supporting check dams? Why are you supporting solar? That we are sure that this is a measure that is not only working now, but robust in 10, 20 years time. And I feel we know, sort of, if you talk with people, but quite a lot of things are anecdotal. Quite a lot of things have been demonstrated in individual sites, and there's really a need now to scale that up and to show, yeah, this works on a larger area. It not only reduces water demand, but it also increases farmer income. And I think that is...
You're talking specifically about this adaptive agriculture.
Yeah, it can be drip irrigation, for example, and it's great. And if you have a farmer that is very familiar with the system, it works well. But what in semi-arid regions where you don't have every year the same amount of water? What if you're, as a farmer, at the tail end of a canal system and you might still not get the water because others are just expanding rather than saving water? Yeah, we shouldn't advise an expensive technique while there might be other options available as well. So I think individually we know about techniques, we know about measures. Solar power is a great idea as well. But we have to be sure that if we advise to roll it out on a big scale, that it is effective and effective enough. And yeah, that requires a bit more thinking and a bit more work still.
What would be your message for water for the next 25 years?
Well, I think they are celebrating 25 years, but anyway, I want to congratulate WOTR with the anniversary. And I wouldn't say just go on the way they do, because I think WOTR has been sort of innovating themselves over the past 20 years already, so they will innovate themselves over the next 25 years. I think it's very important to have an organization like WOTR that brings together research with applied implementation. So I wish them all the best, and I'm sure that there's a lot of challenges, but a lot of interesting work to be done still. Yes, and I think it's not so much exactly the single thing that you do, but I think it's your role in the system of providing testing, providing information, testing new things, linking researchers like myself to the actual field skill. I think that is a very important role.